For years this Marine has stood the watch. He stood the watch. While many of us lay about our bunks at night, he stood the watch. While others of us were attending school, he stood the watch. And yes, even before many of us were born, he stood the watch. As our family watched the storm clouds of war brewing on the horizons of history, he stood the watch. He looked ashore and saw his family needing guidance, but he knew he must stay because he had the watch. For years he stood that watch, so our countrymen could sleep in peace, knowing he had the watch. The Marine had the watch. Today we are here to say the watch stands relieved. Relieved by those he led, guided and trained. Marine, you stand relieved. We have the watch. We have the watch. Semper Fidelis. Semper Fi. This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine. My rifle is my best friend, it is my life. I must master it as I must master my life. My rifle without me is useless. Without my rifle, I am useless. I must fire my rifle true. I must shoot straighter than my enemy who is trying to kill me. I must shoot him before he shoots me. I will. My rifle and myself know that what counts in this war is not the rounds we fire, the noise of our burst or the smoke we make. We know that it is the hits that count.
Welcome to Cardone Veterans Group. Guess what, y'all? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Check this out, guys. All right, so here's the deal, guys. So we decided to say cheers. Can we put cheers in the chat? We want to cheers to you guys. We're going to put a cheers up here. Cheers. Yeah. Can we get a cheers? Okay, cheers. Well, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what we decided to do is that me and the homies, we decided that we had such a great masterclass. Bruno said, hey, dog, we had so many questions in the chat that we decided to bring on the educators of the Veteran Wealth Formula. So we wanted to bring everybody on so you guys get to hang out with us. Okay, so we want to know what branch of service you guys are checking in at. And guess what? You guys are going to be able to come up and raise your hand. This is going to be rapid fire Q&A, unfiltered. We got Army, Air Force. We got U.S. Air Force in here. We had a kick-ass masterclass, so we decided to come back up here. Okay, USMC, oorah. Without further ado, I want to introduce our panelists. Okay, we're going to start with the Anglo-Saxon brother right here. Okay, Ian Winning Jensen. Okay.
Snowball.
Okay, all right. Ian, you want to introduce yourself? Let the people know who you are, what you do, and what branch of service you represent.
Hey, everybody. Ian Jensen, real estate professional down here in SoCal, a co-educator with the crew. And was 2621 for those of you who are number oriented, right? And so that's a Marine Corps. I was Signals Intel right here. This boy, or is that this one right here? Actually, this is one we served at together. Radio. So we're here to bring all the information together for y'all and give you any kind of perspective we can share. This is your chance to get your questions out that you didn't get answered, or if you want to deep dive down a little tangent, that way we can share some more light. So ask your questions if you have them, because if you had them, probably somebody else does, has that in common with you, and we can get everything figured out. So without further ado, over to Bruno.
Hey guys, good evening everyone tapping in, man, whether you're out here in the West Coast like us, West Side, or everyone tapping in on the East Coast or Central, man. My name is Bruno. You saw me teaching the VA Loan Masterclass with Tony that day. Man, like Tony said, we had so many questions, right? And we said, man, like what's a way for us to be able to get together, give you guys an opportunity to ask the questions, right? So, fire away. Whatever it is that you have, come off, and then, guys, just to kind of, paint the scene so everyone knows what to expect, right? So we won't be able to deep dive into like the crazy, your own scenario going on about, the bankruptcy that you had, and then we have to dissect a bunch of stuff, right? So this is kind of wave top for us to be able to get things answered and really help. So remember, we still have the roadmap calls and everything else. So the roadmap calls, that's the place for you guys to get specific to the nitty gritty, like figuring out what it is that we need to get started. But this right here, it's an opportunity for you guys to be able to ask questions, just like Jay Moss asked, can I use VA loan for an investment property? That's a great question, right? And we can definitely get to it, man. But like Ian said, or like the rest of the fellas here, I retired from the Marine Corps after 20 years, real estate investor, real estate educator, and just super excited to be here and be able to pour into you guys on a, was it Wednesday?
Yeah,
Wednesday.
Winning
Wednesday, man, and it's late. The traffic sucks, but we are committed to coming here and then hooking up with you guys and getting answered. Tony?
Well, first, I want to say can every last one of y'all put congratulations in the chat? Because here's the deal, guys. This is our first unfiltered VA Loan Masterclass after hours. So I want to say congratulations to all of you guys for being here. And then as you can see, we ain't got suits on today. We got we got our merch on. We rocking the Cardone Veterans Group. And ultimately, the reason why we are doing this live right now is because a lot of people had questions that we could not answer. We had over 3,000 veterans that registered for the VA Loan Masterclass, over 1,000 people that were in that live. So today, guess what? Right now, you guys are live on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, Christian Mingles, everywhere. So you guys get to ask us.
Farmers only.
Hey, guess what? This is your chance to ask, let your hair down, okay? Or if your hair looks like if you look like a baby chicken when your hair grows out, this is a chance for you guys to get to know us. Okay, and then also this is an opportunity for you guys to ask what the roadmap call consists of, and then it's also going to be an opportunity for you. Here's the intent of this, and if you guys like this, the after action, the after hours, I want you guys to let us know because we're going to be. It costs a lot of money to get us here. Okay, so I want you guys to raise your hand, and the reason why we want you guys to raise your hand and ask your questions is because. We want to, this is not just for you. These questions are not just for you. So typing is cool, but we need to actually physically hear you guys because we're live right now on YouTube. So we want to make sure that we get some content out. And if this goes well, you guys, guess what? You guys are making history because you're the first one at Cardone Veterans Group to be able to do this after action. And we weren't expecting for almost 70 panelists to be here. So we're excited. Okay, so first and foremost, we got a couple of questions in the chat, but we're going to start with...
So I think
so right now we're gonna go left to right. So the first question that we're going to answer is from Brother Elvis, and then we're gonna go to the chat. But come up, please. There's a little hand raising button down there at the bottom. If you hit that little heart, you can raise your hand. Come up to the panel, unmute your mic, and then make sure that you keep your questions nice, short, and crisp, so we can go ahead and answer them.
Oh yeah, dude, I forgot. That's a good one. So, as Elvis. Elvis, before you get started, man, because you're the first one. Guys, look, when you come up here, man, we love you guys, but we don't have time, right? Look, we got families and stuff, bro, and kids that are like,
hell no, we gonna stay here all night. We got beer.
No, so check it out, man. So look, so get straight to the questions and then like save the background stuff, right? Like just get straight to the question, right? Because look, so something else to point out. So look, the forum, okay, it's conversation based, man. We're just chilling. And then before we get started, I want to point out how much beer Ian has already drank, and we haven't even got to the first question. So get to these. So look, either ask the questions, or we're gonna pass the hell out for being drunk, right? So let's get to it.
So let's get to it, guys. Okay, so Elvis, we got your first question. Okay, so Elvis, how you doing, brother? Where you checking in from, and how can we answer your question?
Yeah, I'm out in Texas.
Turn it up a little bit.
But my question was on the Veterans Wealth Formula.
Yes.
Can you go a little deeper on that? What does that actually consist of? Like, what's in it? Like, what would in it for me? Like, what would I learn? Like, by the done with that? You know, like, I guess I don't really understand. You know what that would entail.
Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to start with it, and then we're going to just give you all little nuggets of what we're going to be teaching. So we go over the 5 generational wealth pillar building. Okay, so it's going to be, you're going to learn how to, okay, so the VA Loan Masterclass is for you to get your first purchase, right? The second one, and then put the link in the chat. Okay, we're going to put the link in the chat for you guys to register for the wealth formula. Let me explain what it is. There is no upsell after that. Once you graduate from that, there's 5 things that you're going to learn. That's the core principle of this. You bought your first property. Should I put it in the LLC, S Corp, C Corp? Number 2, we talk about life insurance policies. Number 3, we talk about funding your company, making sure that you set up your corporation and build your business line of credit. Okay. Number 4, we talk about contribution and pension plans to grow the money. And then Ian and Bruno is going to talk about the other things that we talk about, which are the underwriting multifamily, and then hiring your kids in your business.
Yeah, so the thing, guys, is this, right? So, man, and I love that the first question that was asked was that, right? So we can kind of get it out the way, and then, you know, I don't want anyone thinking that we're out here trying to, like, you know, that we're doing this just to be able to sell stuff, right? So it's good. Yeah, so we can just get it out the way, right? So it's the way that we ultimately show you how it is that we got to where we got to, right, from our personal experiences, which is, you know, we take the network that we have of people, and then we kind of scale it down and breaking it down into the components that we used. So a lot of people are like, hey, you know, like there was a question up here in the chat where they said, can I invest with my VA loan? And the answer is yes, right? So it's a product that it's not designed for you to invest, right? So again, it's not to commit mortgage fraud, but we're trying to show you how it is to stay within the black and white, and then invest with the benefit that you've earned, right? So so going into it, we kind of leverage, you know, how is it that once you own the property, what's the next step, right? So like how is it, you say, okay, well, you invest, but how can you invest with it, right?
Yeah.
So what are the things that you can do? What are the investment strategies, right? So that's one of the things that I teach, as well as some of the other modules. So we go and then we tell you, for you that are getting started with real estate investing, these are the ways that you can do it, right? But then it's also what about the people that already own property?
Yeah.
Right? So what are the people? So like, because the thing is, I'll tell you, if you are into business, real estate, or into making money, right? There is something that we teach that will absolutely fit whatever it is that you're after. If you already own properties, then we can tell you, okay, well, and I'm telling you, Tony is like, he is like a scientist with like the strategies when it comes to corporate structures and how to make it make sense. He was the one that said, you know what, man, look, I'm teaching people about corporate structures on his lives. If you guys follow him on TikTok, and you'll see like he'll talk about this stuff literally for hours. So then it's like, how do you make it make sense and connect the dots on it to where you use real estate as a business and start a business from the real estate that you own, right? So that's business plan. If you own a business, or if you think about owning a business,
plan, yeah.
right? One of the things that we talk about is the basics, right? And it seems real basic, but Tony, like, how many times, right, have you been talking to business owners, Ian, that when we get on these roadmap calls, we ask a question that it's crazy to think about, but you come across a business owner and they're saying, "Hey, man, like, how's your business plan looking like?"
Yep. And then this is the part that I want to pass to Ian, because he takes a lot of the roadmap calls, and then ultimately these questions that we answer, like the whole platform is for you to turn your VA loan into a business. That's essentially what it is. And then there's extra.
That's what I was looking for.
That's extra. There it is, brother.
That's what I wanted to know. So I can take this, learn this stuff, learn this shit, and then say, hey, I can create my own business that's mine.
That's it.
Absolutely.
And then basically what we do is we break down how to underwrite multifamily. So this is the conduit to where you get into bigger deals, right? So, Grant is the macro, we're the micro. And military people, put a 2 in the chat, okay, if you guys feel like if you only had, tell me what the hell I need to do and what are the steps. I want to go from A to Z. Just tell me how to do it. We created the micro, so there's no question. Without question, you will not need to go to any other courses after this one. You would know how to buy real estate, underwrite real estate, pick contractors, and what are some other stuff that we talk about?
Oh my God. I mean, Elvis, to answer your question, like, this is the step-by-step, right? So military people, right? You'd love a step-by-step process, right? It's grained into you. Don't get outside of the steps. You'll be good to go, right? You did what you were told. And this is what it's for, right? We will lay it all out for you, because in the big picture, right, the VA loan gets you the asset that you can then turn into an income-producing property. And the big picture that so many people miss is that as soon as this thing starts producing income, it is a business.
Bingo.
As soon as it creates income, it is a business, and this is exactly the same trajectory that you could apply to any other business that you have. If you have a plumbing business, if you are an electrician, if you have a pizza place, if you have a concrete company, if you make candles, had one of those today. How you doing, man? It's great to see you. We hope we got you started. A business is a business is a business, but you have the ability to at least start a rental business with your VA loan at 0% down, which is a massive head start that any of your other partners do not have available to them.
Okay, and then if you guys are here, the only way that we're reading in the chat, guys, because listen, we got some ASVAB waivers up here. So guys, I want to say thank you so much, man. I was not expecting to have 70 people on the live. You guys must have rocked the hell out in the VA Loan Masterclass. But ultimately, Elvis, we want to we're gonna put the link in the chat so you can register for the veteran wealth formula. That way that you have it so you can get into the wealth formula. And thank you for that question, Elvis. What branch of service do you represent?
I was Air Force, ammo troop.
Oh shit, man, the Air Force.
Hey, that means he's smart.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
No,
He's
let's
like,
go. Hey, didn't you guys all think together to your sergeants?
well, we definitely want to say thank you for your service. That's what we want to tell you, brother. And then we'll see you in the veteran wealth formula. Okay.
All right, guys, man.
Okay, we're gonna put the link in.
What I want to hear.
We're gonna put the link in the chat. Okay, Parth Patel, welcome to the panel. How can we help you win today? What question do you have?
Hello, sir. Parth here. Thanks for letting me ask the question. So I had a real simple one. Can I use my VA construction loan in order to buy a fixer-upper and construct a ADU in the lot?
Okay, and
That's a
what
great
branch of
question.
service do you represent?
Army infantry?
Army. Okay, big Army.
Whoop.
Who? Okay, so I'm gonna defer to Ian first, and then Bruno. They're gonna answer that question. So your first question was, can I utilize the VA construction loan to build a ADU and a cash flowing property? And the second portion was a fixer upper. Correct? Is that your question?
Yes, sir. So basically, both ties into one thing, considering my buy box related to buying a property which is beaten up and has a lot behind or sideways with alley access or something. So, yeah.
Okay, and
All
guys,
right.
make sure, listen, we got this is rapid fire Q&A. Guys, listen, you have to have your hand raised. So if you're in the listening lounge, just don't hang up. Okay, come make sure you raise your hand. That way you're in the shoot so we can ask your questions, because right now this is recorded, guys. So when you come up, you're on TikTok live right now and Instagram and Facebook, because we need your questions, because those questions that we answer is going to debunk a lot of myths for you guys. So I appreciate you guys for coming up. Okay, but Ian and then Bruno.
All right. So if your main question is can you use it to rehab properties? Can you use it specifically as construction funds to rehab the property? In that circumstance, I'm going to say no, just because you can buy a property that is in rough condition. However, it just has to satisfy safety standards, right? It has to have flooring, can't have exposed wires. You have to have the ability to cook, and it has to have heat. Not AC, but it has to have the ability to keep you warm so you don't die, right? But ultimately speaking, you can use your VA loan to acquire a property that is in rough condition, and then utilize the opportunities that you may have within your own business to rehab it. And then we will talk about this later, but the VA cash out refinance could give you the ability to extract the equity that you create in that process, right? You buy a turd for 100, you put 50 into it, it's worth 250. Now you can pull out 100 to use for your next project.
So the thing that I want to clarify though for your part is this, man, because you asked a question and it seemed as if it was like a two-part question, right? But so again, it's the opportunity for us to answer questions for everybody that's in the chat. And check this out, guys. So there are different products that are out there, and I don't want these two to be mixed up. So for his question in particular, right? If he's looking at buying something that already has something that he's looking to improve, that's the VA rehab loan, right? And it's everything that you're thinking about. Can you buy the property and then fix it up and everything else? Yes, there's a whole underwriting process and everything else. So it's the same thing. You buy it with the intent of making the improvement on it, right? There are some additional guideline requirements and some more intricacies that you have to kind of go through. So you have to make sure that the lender that you're working with understands that up front, right? So that if you know that, then you know that the property that you're going to get to is going to be a good fit for that specific product. So that is the VA rehab loan itself. That is a separate product, right? He also asked about construction. That is a whole different product, right? It's similar in the sense of the process is very, very similar as far as the underwriting, the draws, and everything else that the builder or the general contractor is going to be taking out. But the one-time construction loan is a different product in the sense of you're buying raw land, looking to build something on it. So it's a different product, right? But to answer that question, brother, yes, you can use your VA entitlement to do what you're looking to do. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
And
And
right.
I was confused because the rehab loan, very few or rarely I can find a lender who does that, being a new product right now.
Well, we're
And
here.
that's why we're here, man.
That's why we're here, bro. Okay, so and let me read this, guys. Put the number 10 in the chat. I'm gonna run this down for you guys. 10 steps of the VA construction loan. Step number 1, obtain your VA certificate of eligibility. Step number 2, find a VA approved lender experienced in construction loans. Step number 3, work with a VA registered builder. Okay. Step number 4, determine the loan amount with the lender. Number 5, finalize the design and construction cost estimates. Step number 6, submit plans and budgets for approval. Step number 7, meet credit and income requirements. Okay. Number 8, finalize the loan agreement. Step number 9, funds release during construction. That's they build in phases. And step number 10, get the certificate of occupancy, and then you move in. And it is for multifamily, and it is for single family homes. So you can buy or build a multifamily with the VA loan. Now, the second portion to that is the VA alteration and repair loan. You guys probably haven't even heard of that. Okay? VA alteration and repair loan. Okay?
He's reading up a
The
script.
reason why I know people don't talk about this stuff is because, guess what? That's why they call us the Billy Goats. Bah! Right? That's because Ian, myself, Bruno, Connie, and our team, we created a process to where you graduate from our class. There's not going to be any questions that we won't be able to answer. And I'm going to run this down. Eligibility requirements. Verified veteran is eligible using Webgly, whatever it is, and qualified borrows. This is right out of the VA handbook, guys. Scope of work and appraisal. Provide scope of alteration repairs. Appraisals considered, meaning the value of the property. Condition may state the required repairs. Okay. Next step is that you're going to the loan is processed and builder requirements. The underwriter processes on the loan, ensure builders have the valid VA ID number and issues a notice of value. The construction and inspections will then commence. Establish a draw account. What is a draw account, Bruno?
It's the money that that gets predetermined that it's going to cost that the builder can pull money out of at the specific phases that are identified prior to the closing.
Bingo. And then, brother, what's the scope of work, Ian?
Scope of work is the agreement between the contractor and the buyer that states what will be done and which responsibilities fall upon the contractor.
Specifically.
Exactly.
Bingo.
So it shows you exactly what's going to happen.
So the reason why we're telling you guys this stuff is because there's a lot of goofies out there that are saying that they're the goats and they don't even know that this stuff exists. Okay, so you conduct necessary inspections during the phases of the draw accounts and ensure requirements and compliance of the VA minimum property requirements. Okay, and then after you close, you got a property with equity position. Okay, so ultimately, again, what we're going to be teaching, we do a deep dive and you get a workbook with all of this stuff in it, and it's going to give you step-by-step process on the VA construction loan, the VA rehab loan, and also some creative strategies. Like my brother Bruno, I'm going to tee it up to Bruno real quick, and then I'm going to pass it over to brother Jay Mass. Okay, he's next up on the panel. Okay, Bruno, can you explain to me about what are some ways or some creative ways that you can get new flooring and kitchen done and you don't have to use the VA construction loan or the VA rehab loan?
For you to get the flooring done, like
Yes.
After you close or during the process? Oh yeah, so for that, man, it's going to be easy. So it's going to be where you negotiate the concessions to get the money, right? So you want to get money coming from the seller, right? So you want to word it a specific way to where it opens you up for you to decide where it is that you're going to allocate the funds to, right? And then it's one of those once the blanket is kind of out there, right? So the blanket statement that you put in your offer, right? Then at that point, it's just you getting specific work done. Like you can get it coordinated with the seller because that's the only one that can authorize the work to be done. Or you can have it to where the money is already allocated to go to the contractor. The contractor has to send a bill or an invoice to the escrow company, and then they would then go and issue the check to that contractor, right? And obviously you want to put things in place to ensure that they're not paying for something that hasn't been done, and then the contractor says deuces, right? So for that, it's easy. You create some addendums, right? Into the contract to say that the escrow account, the escrow holder is going to hold on to the funds, and then for it to be dispersed at a later time, right? But that's how you leverage that. And then something that somebody asked that I wanted, because it goes hand in hand with this, right? And it goes into what Tony was talking about, is somebody's asking, how can you find a VA approved contractor, right? And this is big, right? Because so what has just recently changed, right? Recently, like in the past and the past 18 months, was that the VA no longer requires the builder to have a builder ID or to be considered a builder approved contractor, right? So they're still going to get the ID, but the process for it's a lot more streamlined, right? So it used to be where you had to go to the list of people that already had a VA builder ID, and they were relying on that. right? For you to kind of pick and choose. Whereas then now the VA said, you know what, like it's fine. You know, they don't have to have already that ID. There's going to be some paperwork that they're going to fill out, and then we will issue them the VA Builder ID. But it kind of opens it up. Now, I say that with asterisks because this is the part that a lot of people don't really understand, man, is that, again, we have VA guidelines, but then the lenders, they also have overlays. And that is probably, you know, the predicament that you'll find yourself in is it's not going to be the VA that dictates about the.
It's a lender rule.
It's the lender, right?
And that's a good that goes to a good point. So did we answer your question? Is he still up here? I think he done already bounced. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So Patel, thank you for answering that asking that question. Guys, we're going to put the link in the chat right now. We're going to put the link in the chat. There's three things that we're here to do today. Number one, we're here to ask rapid fire Q&A for the VA Loan Masterclass after hours. Number two, we're here to drink some beer with some veterans and military spouses that are here. And then number three, what we're here to do is get you guys signed up for the wealth formula, because in the wealth formula, we break this stuff down shotgun style, a la carte, or whatever you want to call it, okay? All right, for my southern Spanglish, okay? A la carte, okay? Brother Kelvin, did Kelvin ask this question already?
No.
Okay, Kelvin, welcome to the panel.
Kevin.
What branch of service and how can we help you? Kevin.
And me? Yeah.
We got you loud and clear.
Yes,
Charlie.
Yeah.
Can you turn the volume up on the TV so we can hear? We need to turn it up a little bit. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm U.S. Army. I have a bad credit score. So can you clarify the credit score? I'm working with this. I just started debt consolidation. My credit score's
No. Okay. Stop. Stop.
That was actually pretty good.
Okay, listen to me. Listen. Okay, Kelvin, are you there, brother?
Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin, do not pay any debt off until you schedule your roadmap appointment. Okay? Here's why. The VA loan does not have a minimum credit score. The VA loan only cares about three things. Y'all want the three things? Number one, your ability to repay. Number two, your debt to utilization. Number three, no late payments in the last 12 months. But there's ways around that. You can give justifications to that. So you got manual underwritten, okay, approval, and then you got desktop underwritten approval. Okay, a manual underwritten approval means that there got to be some other stuff to get you through to the finish line. Okay, you're a minivan, but the motor works. We're going to get you to the VA loan. We're going to get you to the promised land. The manual, now you got minivan credit. It's okay, brother, but don't pay stuff off because you could actually be hurting yourself. Have you scheduled a roadmap appointment?
I had the offer and I've been waiting on it. I should have did it. I met Ian in Miami. I went down to Miami and met Ian.
This is the reason why you are here, brother. I want to say this really quick, okay? We're gonna. The
link is in the chat.
The link is in the chat right now. Schedule your roadmap appointment. Our people will tell you exactly what you need to do with your credit. And listen, every single veteran deserves a property. You fought for our country, so why would you not want to be able to? If you can rent a home, you can buy a property. You don't live outside, do you?
No, I have a VA loan presently.
That's what I'm talking about. Good. So there's also some stuff with the big beautiful bill that was passed with veterans, and a bunch of other stuff that's passed. That if you're having a situation to where you have some debt, instead of doing debt consolidation, or if you have late payments and stuff on your mortgage, the VA will put that on the back end of your loan, okay, at 0%, and they'll put a lien on your property, basically saying that you owe us this money and catch you up. So
Go. I have that. I have a lien on my property. When I sell the house, my payments went from $1,400 to $1,042. I didn't pay during COVID. I did the forbearance.
Yes.
And the VA stepped in and they gave me a lien. When I sell the property, I owe them $52,000. So So I'm planning on selling it.
How old are you, brother?
I'm 68.
Man, listen, I want to tell you that we love you, man. Okay?
I love you too, man.
From the bottom of our heart, because right now we got a 68-year-old veteran that's on this panel right now, because you are the exact reason that we're here. Okay? So I'm going to specifically tell you right now to book your roadmap call down there at the bottom, okay? And make sure that you either talk to me, Bruno, or Ian, okay? You just, hey, no matter what, when you get your roadmap call, you want to make sure that you're on the live with us, so we remember, because it takes a lot of courage for a veteran, okay, almost 70, to come up here and expose some challenges that you're facing. But we're with you and we're going to help you, brother, okay? Because we love you. You deserve to either keep your property or sell it and get into something else. But let's see what we can do, because guess what? We got some little secrets on that credit stuff, man. We got a couple of little secrets that we can do to possibly help you with.
How do I get out of this debt consolidation? I only made two. I just did it. I made one.
We're gonna answer that question on the
look at
roadmap call, okay? We're gonna answer that question on the roadmap call. So right there in the bottom, do you see the link?
Yeah.
Okay, click on it, put your information in it, schedule your roadmap call right now.
And it's free, man. So remember, like you've spent money on debt consolidation. This is free. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And it's hot in here. My cheeks are getting all red and shit. Look at this. What the hell?
They got the heat on in here, man. You know, Bruno's used to drinking spritzers and stuff, you know, so he's not used to drinking a real man beer, you know what I mean? But guys, this is the reason why I want to say we really appreciate you for coming up here asking that question. And ultimately, guys, listen, these are the homies. I'm kicking it with my homies. If y'all missed the VA Loan Masterclass, y'all missed a good one, right? But I'm telling you, we're going to pour our heart out into answering your questions. But debt consolidation, right here, it says make sure you have your debt consolidation contract available. I'll review with you when you have the roadmap. So listen,
Connie coming in.
So Connie coming in for the 99 and the 2000. Okay, so Connie is the person that runs the mortgage department. She's my partner.
She's the one that's gonna get on the call with you, brother.
Yes, so we're gonna all get on the call with you and make sure that you don't make the wise decision, because there could have been some opportunity for you to possibly get some debt relief versus debt consolidation. But we're gonna look at it, and then Connie and I are gonna make sure. What's your first and last name again?
Kevin Kelly.
Kevin Kelly. We got you.
I've sent people your way. I drive Uber, and I recommend when I get a veteran, I send them your way.
Nice, man. We appreciate you, brother.
We appreciate you, man, more than you know. Okay, and then we look forward to getting on the call with you. Okay, so here's a next question. Lawrence Peacock, how can we help you win today? What question do you have about the VA loan?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Lima
Charlie.
Copy. I signed up for the Veteran Wealth Formula. I'm really excited about it, eager to meet you all. When I did sign up for it, there was events, the summits in Miami and the summits in Arizona. My unit, I'm Army Reserves captain. My unit is deploying to Japan in January. So is there any way I could attend the Miami summits?
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. We'll be able to get your ticket shifted around.
Okay. That was like my only question, because I talked to, when I got the ticket, after I bought the wealth formula, when I got the emails, all it said was Arizona.
Yeah,
I was like, I can't do that.
Lawrence Peacock.
Okay, so
yeah, and I did send Tony a message on his Instagram, so if you don't mind checking that or whatnot. But yeah, Lawrence.
Good luck,
Peacock,
brother. He's got like a million followers, dog.
well, guess what we're also going to do, my brother. Where are you located at?
Nashville.
How many service members do you have out there?
Oh, quite a bit. I'd love to run the Nashville
That's a good
Cardone
spot
beds for Nashville. That'd be awesome.
Well, guess what? We're going to commit ourselves to coming to Cashville, okay? And you're going to take us. You're going to take us. We're going to go down. No, Connie loves Nashville. We're going to come out there. We're going to teach the VA Loan Masterclass to all of your soldiers.
That'd be awesome.
What day you want to do it?
I'll figure it out. My unit's up in Fort Knox, but I live in Nashville.
Okay, so guess what? We're going to come to a theater near you. All we need is 50 service members, okay? And we'll come out and we'll fly out there for free. All we need is some tasty beverages, and then we'll kick it like a sensei. We travel, so we can teach you on base and off base. So if you want us to come to come to Nashville and teach this VA Loan Masterclass, we'll come to a theater near you, my brother.
Oh, I appreciate that. Who do I connect with to get it switched over to Miami?
Okay, so
we got the name.
So
we got
so
name.
right
I think
now,
Connie's taking it down.
Okay, so
for us.
right now we're gonna take the name. We're gonna take your name down. Okay, first and last name, and then we'll make sure that you get that ticket to Miami because you're gonna be getting deployed. Lawrence Peacock.
Yep.
Well, I just put my email in there. I appreciate you.
Connie says she's got it.
Okay, Connie says she will handle it. Okay, we got you, brother. Come on, man.
Thank you so much. I put my email in there. Thank you. Appreciate you all.
This is easy. We gonna now they might spam your email now. You might get a link to Farmers Only or something. So make sure we got you though. Okay.
Only farms.
All right. So
All right. No worries. Beat Navy.
indeed. So ladies and gentlemen,
We got
guys,
Jeanette.
come up and ask your question. Okay. So Jay Mass. Is that
Jeanette.
Jay Mass?
Yeah, Jeanette.
Yeah.
No.
Hi.
It's a Marine wife, so we don't want
Marine
no
wife.
trouble with the wives.
Okay, so finally,
Survivor.
Okay, so finally we have some we need some ladies up here, some female vets or military spouses. How can we help you win? What question do you have?
Hi. So we currently have a VA loan on our house that we own and live, but my husband's never ventured to invest in properties using the VA loan because we don't know how to. I thought we were only allowed to have one house, one property, and you're done. One and done.
Question.
That's why we're here. We love that question. Okay,
False.
so we're gonna start with Ian and then go to Bruno. Okay, Ian, go ahead and let them know how to invest, and then Bruno's gonna explain the steps in investing with the VA home loan benefit.
Okay, so there's a wide variety of ways you can get it going, right? We discussed earlier with one of the other, was it Parth there, how you could buy something that needs some fixing up and you can pull some equity out of it. So that's one of the ways, right? There's also ways where you could buy investment properties, meaning you could buy income generating properties, being a multi-unit within the realms of the limitations of the VA loan, right? We've discussed that in the masterclass. You can attend multiple masterclasses, by the way, to all the attendees. Keep on just showing up. And to put this in further perspective, though, is are you guys active duty right now, Jay?
He retired
Okay.
in 2020.
So as you move about to get to a different equity position, you can replace the VA loan with a different loan product and then have your entitlement restored to be able to use again. That's
But
really
would that
kind of the
mess with
short
my interest
answer of
rate?
it. I beg your pardon?
Would that mess with my interest rate?
What if we
Sure
told you
would.
that? What if we told you that interest rate? What if we told you that we'll teach you how to avoid paying interest on your mortgage in the VA in the wealth formula?
Yeah, and don't let that.
Or like-
Okay, for those of you
yeah,
out
or
there
like-
that have like the super low interest rate that y'all brag about all the time to people that are buying houses right now, like don't get golden handcuffs.
Yes.
All right, so that is something that is a real thing that a lot, and myself included, all right, where you're apprehensive about moving out of the situation you're in because you have such a great low maintenance situation with the interest rate. You know, everyone does their own thing. Everybody has their own limitations and risk adversity, but more is more. Right, you're gonna earn more money like off the market on $1 million house than you will off a $400,000 house. So don't let that thing hold you back from becoming a grander, more sophisticated investor, because it will keep you in a hole if you just stick to that and hold and get defensive.
A good point.
So I'll tell you, I think the biggest thing is going to be letting the numbers do the talking. Okay, so when you run the numbers, it has to be something that makes sense for you financially. So the numbers have to line up, right? So the best way is going to be by saying, well, to answer the question again, right? It's what do you do, right? So you guys, you said that you guys haven't invested. But I beg to differ. You have invested. If you guys own property now, you've taken a step that a lot of people haven't even taken, right? So you've already taken the first step, which is you owning property now, which means that how long have you owned that property?
15 years.
Holy
my
smokes!
gosh.
You have
my God.
you have so much money, right? You have
Our equity's crazy. Our equity's insane. We live in Miami. We bought it 350.
Miami?
Valued at 1.8.
Got-
Yes, correct. Coral Gables to be exact.
Guess
Wait,
what?
hold on, wait.
Guess what
You said
Bruno's
you live in
from?
Coral Gables?
That's correct.
I graduated from Coral Gables, right?
So did I.
For real? What year?
96.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, all right, ma'am.
You can't see how red Bruno's cheeks are. He's young, man. Look at the cheeks looking like Gabe.
Yeah, man. So I graduated from Coral Gables, man. So, oh my God, if you own property in Coral Gables,
Exactly.
right? Like your equity
Right.
is through the roof, right? So I'll tell you, you guys look, you have more money in your property from you buying a property in Coral Gables 15 years ago than
Correct.
somebody who bought 5 properties in the past 5 years. Guys, so look, so these are my homies, man. Coral Gables, it is like creme de la creme,
bomb.
right? Like I had to use somebody else's address for me to go to that school, right? So like,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So you guys are in a super good spot, man. But the thing that I'll tell you is this: it's you leveraging the position that you have, right, to where the interest rate may be super low, especially if you had it for 15 years. There's a good chance you probably did some sort of a VA interest rate reduction refinance loan, and then you owned it
100%. That's correct. 2 point something.
during the COVID, right? So during COVID, you have low twos and things like that. But like Ian said, don't let that be the thing that stops you from saying, well, oh, like what am I going to do? Because you have positions, right? So you can potentially do a refi to mess with the loan to free up your entitlement. Could be one, right? A strategy that I did that I share in the Veteran Wealth Formula. Right, it's where I went. I did the same thing. I owned the property, and then when I had enough equity in the property, what I did was I did a refinance into a conventional, right? Because I had well over 20% equity in the property. Now, I don't know that that's going to be your case. During your roadmap call, we can tell you that. And then if you attend the Veteran Wealth Formula, we'll kind of break down some of the strategies to tell you how it is that you can take the equity that you have in the property and how you can put it into play to see if it makes sense. And man, and again, I'm doubling down on Ian's point where he said, don't let the golden handcuffs, right? Because you have people who say like,
Right.
It's like we get so caught up and fixed on doing something that we've heard is the thing to do, right? So for example, a lot of people will live and die by this and saying that, you know what, like you don't have financial freedom until you pay off your home.
Yeah, that's
right.
bullcrap.
How many people have you guys heard that?
All the time.
Right? Like all the time. So
Or
it's
you
one
got to
of the
go with a
things-
15-year mortgage.
Oh yeah, of course. And that's the thing, man. But you know what's crazy? You have so many people that are really, 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 really wealthy, and they yet, they still leverage having a mortgage because, Tony, what does mortgage interest mean for you?
Not a damn thing. Mortgage interest doesn't mean anything to me because we have a strategy to avoid it.
How does it impact your taxes?
The mortgage interest is a tax deduction.
Bingo.
So it doesn't necessarily matter. And this is the reason why you guys got to know the numbers. We have created a process to where, number one, we can teach you how to avoid paying interest on your mortgage. That's going to be in the wealth formula. Number two, we're going to teach you creative strategies to not have to put your property in a corporation like these goofies on TikTok are telling you to do, because now the corporation owns your property, and that doesn't make sense. Number three, we teach you guys how to structure your corporation so your corporation has a line of credit so you can utilize your EIN number and the real estate as collateralized assets to borrow more assets, right? Now, these are the things that we're going to teach in the wealth formula. And then have you heard enough, Jay, man? You graduated in 96. I graduated. I'm from Atlanta. I graduated in 1996. So you're about 47 years old. 47, 48?
That's 47 years wise.
Okay, all right, all right. Shout out to the old folks this is actually blonde. This is not, this is blonde right here, by the way.
He's
Just
fresh
letting
in the
you know.
salon.
But my sister, I really appreciate you for coming up. Are you a veteran also?
No, teacher, worse. We
Guess-
go out there every day.
Guess what? Did you know, I'm going to tell you a nugget since you came up and you're the first lady that came up. Did you know that it's going to behoove your husband to make sure that corporate structure is handled, you own a majority ownership of it, because now you're the four-factor: minority, female, veteran, disabled owned business.
Wow.
Okay.
True.
And guess what? Guess what you can get if you are that? Government what?
Hometown heroes.
Grants.
Government grants, okay? And government contracts, okay? So we're going to be talking about that. Again, We're gonna put that link in the chat. The Veteran Wealth Formula, guys. It's $7.95. Okay. Do you know how long we had to talk to Grant and Jared to make sure that the barrier of entry is low for veterans? Because I know y'all be trying to hold on to that little coin. Guess what? Saving your money means nothing. Okay, how you make money is you have to invest it. Let go of that little $7.95 that you was gonna spend on some bull crap and get in the wealth formula. We'll put the link in the chat. And my sister, thank you for coming up. We appreciate you. And
Yeah, I'll schedule it with my husband.
okay, did you get into did you get into the Facebook group for the military spouses?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in there. Okay, because well,
Awesome.
these are military spouses that want to build businesses. Okay, so we'll put that Facebook group in the chat also. And thank you for your question, Reynaldo.
All right, perfect. Thank you, guys.
Okay, you bet. Jay Mass. Was that Jay Mass?
that was Jay.
Okay.
Yes.
Reynaldo, what's your question?
Hey, how's it going? My question is, any 401k strategy plans to withdraw to invest?
What if I told you that your 401k plan is ass? I'm gonna tell you straight up. This is an opportunity. Listen, 401k is the absolute worst plan to be in when investing, and the reason why is because number one, 401k. Do you want to pay taxes on the dollar or the $100,000 that you take out? You want to pay taxes on a dollar, right?
Correct. Right.
Okay. Number two, typically these are plans that you cannot you can't pick your own stocks and investments, right?
Correct. Right.
Okay. And then number three, you can lose half of your you can lose half of your 401k in a day depending on how the stock market is performing.
Yeah, that's a real truth.
That's a real big one. Okay. And then number four, there's a minimum withdrawal. So guess what? When you become over 70, they make you take the money out even if you don't need it. I'm telling you guys, there are alternatives to the 401k that we'll discuss in the wealth formula. My advice to you is get that money out of the 401k and get it into the other assets that you can control and pay less taxes.
That's the plan, to withdraw and use an investment property to use a tax write-off, so I won't get jammed up with penalties as much.
Well, and not even only that, I mean, the money that you put in a 401ks don't print money.
Exactly.
Okay, so can I give you guys a quick math exercise real quick? It'll be 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Put a one in the chat if I could do that, guys, because we got 69 people here right now, okay?
Oh, this is pretty good.
Now,
yeah, really glad everybody's sticking around.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, Bruno, Ian, and I are super excited because this is the first one, guys. So you all are the foundation for helping us reach 21 million veterans and military spouses and teaching about this stuff, because there's nobody's telling us stuff. So Connie and I have been doing this for years. Okay, Bruno, myself, Ian, and all of our team, we're veterans and military spouses, and we've been doing this for a long time. Okay, and we want to bring this information to you so you know it. But let's do a little exercise. Can I see your calculator? Because I just dropped my phone.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Horse beard growth. What's that website?
I'm trying to get that. Oh, what's the name of that?
I'm joking, guys. Okay, so the average 401k income is $250,000 in the account. Now, at 62 and a half years old, if you want to live to 62, 72, 82, divided by 20 years, that means you can pay yourself a whopping $12,500 a year. It's not enough money, guys, so you guys got to wake up. So the reason why we're teaching this is that if you got the VA loan and you're not utilizing it to the maximum capacity, then you're going to take an L. And the average 401k, the average Social Security income is around $1,100. So I got 1,100 times 12 equals plus 12.5 is $25,000 a year, guys.
It's lean.
$25,000 a year if you're interdependent on that 401k. So what are you going to have to do? Go back to work. And guess what? If you're drawing Social Security, there's a maximum amount of money that you could there's a maximum amount of money that you can earn. So, brother, did you schedule the wealth formula and your roadmap call?
Yes, sir. I got it set up for the 26th.
Okay.
Ready.
Okay, and did you get into the wealth formula?
Yes, I did. I'll be zooming in.
Nice.
Nice.
All right,
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We'll see you there.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for everything y'all do.
Okay,
Appreciate
absolutely.
you, brother.
Okay, next question. Drunk Marine man. Next question. Come on, raise your hand.
What do we got?
Okay.
Or in the interim, while we're waiting for people, if we can scroll up on the.
On the questions.
So the last question is what I said, like, how do you join the Veteran Wealth Formula? Well, we can drop the link in there, guys, so you can get your ticket to it. So here's the thing that I want people to know. So the Wealth Formula, okay, it's not a class, okay, it's a workshop, and it is an all day thing, right? So it's for sure going to be more information than you can grasp in one day. And it's okay. It's kind of designed that way, right? So then that way you can come back. And as it stands now, okay, it's once you get a ticket to the Wealth Formula, okay, for now and for now only, right, you can come back to other wealth formulas that we have. So the thing that I'll tell you is this: tap into the class, right? You'll see the different components that we go over. And you know what? It'll be a lot of stuff. So it's on you for you to decide when it is that you want to, actually tap into that specific topic. So double down on that, right? Take notes on that, see how it fits your situation and everything else. And then it's on a Saturday. Give yourself Sunday to kind of, get everything together. And then Monday, make it to where you're actually taking action, right? And then come back to the next one. And then, kind of pick it apart. So it's not very many places that you can get one ticket and then go to it multiple times over, right? So I'll tell you guys, it's not going to be the case forever, right? Because it'll get to a point where financially, I don't think it'll make sense for us to keep doing it that way. But again, like Tony says, every time that he teaches these classes, is we need you guys, right? So we're relying on your success so that we can leverage your wins to help our promotion, right? So one, we want to help you because we love you. Two, we want to help you because you are us. We all have the same exact, type of military DNA, right? But then, the with them, like what's in it for us, you winning helps us, right? Because what is the best way for us to promote within our community is getting other folks like us that are within our community talking about the success that they have, right? So we rely on it. So again, get the ticket, go to the course or to the workshop, and then come back to it over and over and over again.
And the beauty of it is that you got us for life in perpetuity. So that means that in the event, listen to that, you see that? In perpetuity. What that means is basically like once you graduate from the class, okay, and I'm going to tell you how excited we are right now, man. Do y'all know that we was expecting like 15, 20 people? That means that you guys really want to make change. And the beauty of it is that you're setting yourself up for January. So what I would like for you guys to do right now is I want you to think about when you want to have your next investment property and when you want to start your business. I want every single person right now to commit to the time right now and put the date in the chat. I want all 68 people that are here right now to commit the time that you want to have your next investment property and you want to have your business started, okay? Because that's what the wealth formula is, okay? We're also going to be talking about strategies for people that are looking to start a business, get business line of credit, hire their kids, buy real estate for their kids, increase their personal and business credit. It's so much stuff, so many chicken nuggets packed into there. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Okay?
Oh, this is a good one right here, Tony.
Okay.
So look, Raul is asking a question in the chat earlier where he says he's a veteran, right? And his friends are not, right? We want to invest buying property. Can I apply can apply myself and my friends benefit for a VA loan? So, man, that's a good question, right?
That's a very
and
common one.
I'll tee it up for Ian to be able to like slam dunk this thing home, man. Right. So one of the things that we teach you guys and that we talk about, right? It's what are the intricacies behind having a veteran and a non-veteran investing on a VA home loan together, right? So it can be done, right? And then Ian, give him a taste.
So in other words, okay, are y'all ready for us to kick it like a sensei, man? Because we about to turn up now because we only got 35 more minutes and Bruno's face is getting numb because he's usually drinking Capri Suns, okay? All right? So
give him a taste. Just
guess
a
what?
taste.
I'm
give him
gonna
a
give
taste.
y'all a little taste. Check this out, man. All right, so can a veteran and a non-veteran, can a non-veteran utilize the VA loan, my friend? Over to you.
Yes. Tell them why, Tony.
No, you tell them. You tell them. You tell them how.
Okay, so the way it works out. All right, so the VA backs 25% of the value of that asset to the bank. All right, so if you go belly up and you can't pay back that loan, the bank will be restored from the value perspective of that house up to 25% of the value, right? So that's even better than a conventional loan, because a conventional loan makes you kick in 20%, right? So ultra safe. That's why the bank is willing to give you the property with zero collateral. Okay, so what that means is that if you're going to drag in another investor, right? So say you're the veteran and the guy next door is your friend and you're going to buy a house together, you can utilize their income to increase the firepower that you can borrow with your VA loan. All right, their credit cannot fix yours though, just so you know. All right, if you got garbage credit, well, guess what? You got to qualify with that. So you go for a house, whatever is above the entitlement that the veteran can purchase, the non-veteran has to come in with 12.5% down in cash. All right, but what that does though is that gives you the opportunity to, one, have less money into it than you would a normal investment, but there are all the other perks within the VA loan, the cash out refinance, the preferred interest rates, the interest rate reduction refinance loan. All those different perks are still eligible to both owners of that property.
And here it is right here. Bingo, bingo, bingo. I'm going to read. So, gentlemen, can y'all say, please read?
Please read.
Please read.
Okay. Joint VA loan generally refers to a loan with which a veteran and another person are liable, and the veteran and the other obligor other than the security. A joint loan is a loan made to the veteran and one or more non-veterans. Okay, so can a non-veteran be on the VA loan? 100%.
Can more than one non-veteran be on a loan?
100%. So that means it could be a veteran and two non-veterans. The veteran and one or more veterans, not the spouse, who will not be utilizing their entitlement. So if Bruno and I decide, or Bruno and Ian decide to do the joint VA loan, and I use my VA certificate eligibility and he doesn't, this would be considered a non-veteran. Okay? So that basically means that if I'm the vet utilizing this VA certificate, and he's a veteran, but he's not utilizing his VA certificate, he doesn't intend to own or occupy the property, okay, he would be considered a non-veteran and still keep his entitlement intact. Okay? The veteran and the veteran spouse who is not a veteran, both entitlements are used. So that means two veterans can use both their entitlements, okay, and split their entitlement and purchase. A veteran involving his or her spouse will not be treated as a joint loan. Okay? Now, here's an example. To avoid confusion, veteran and non-veteran joint loan are two veterans and the joint loan. So for the purpose of applying the principle explained in this section, the term would be used as such. 3 veterans utilizing their entitlement and 1 non-veteran. So that means 3 vets can use their entitlement to buy a single family home or a multifamily. 1 veteran utilizing the entitlement and 4 non-veterans. So 1 veteran and 4 non-veterans, you can use their income to purchase that property. So when we're talking about this, the question is, yes, you can buy or build.
What was that?
Or build a single family home or multifamily, okay, with the VA home loan benefit. Okay, I know we got a lot of questions, man. I knew that was gonna get people
all the time.
It gets every time we say that, a person, we always get. Now watch this. Can y'all help me? Can you help me out, Bruno? I'm gonna read this and I want you to tell me what this sounds like to you. Mm-hmm. If the property is to be owned by 2 or more eligible veterans, how many?
2 or more.
2 or more. It may consist of 4 family units. And does and mean or does and mean plus?
Or.
It says and.
So it means plus.
And means plus. So it said if the property is to be owned, it may consist of 4 family units, that's a fourplex, and 1 business unit. 5. Everybody on here is saying it wrong. 4 owner occupants and 1 business unit. That, my friend, is how you buy, and then, like Bruno was saying, how you become an investor with the VA home loan benefit. Now, I do have a question for you, Bruno. Okay. What is ARV?
After repair value.
Can you explain what that means? If I did I purchased a distressed multifamily and I decided to do a cash out refinance, and then I want my brother Ian to tell me how many days after the first mortgage payment and kick it.
Yeah, so after repair value is going to be like, what is a property going to be worth after those repairs are done? I mean, it means what it is that you say after repair value. What is the value going to be after certain, so what is the value going to be of the property? So how do you boost it up, right? So, the way that you would want to go about it is you want to see exactly what the value is so you can see what the difference is. And obviously the basic strategy is you want to make sure that whatever money you're putting in is less than the amount that it's going to be worth afterwards, because that's going to let you know how much equity you're going to have in the property afterwards.
Yep. And so the real beauty of it, though, is that you still have some time to do it. So with anything with real estate, time matters. Your timelines can drastically affect how you move. So in case those of you who are really, really conscious about the timeline that you are following.
Starting to itch, man. Feeling like I smell chicken. Smelling chicken, man. It's time to eat. Okay, but yeah, guys, can we put a 1 in the chat if we can eat on the show? Okay.
I'm not. Well, so you basically like mac and chicken wings ready in front of the microphone.
All right. I want to make sure, guys. Again, this is the unfiltered, VA loan Q&A. Okay, but go ahead. What did you say? 210 days. What now?
All right. So 210 days after your first payment is when you are eligible to initiate or to close on any of these different products that are associated with the VA loans. For example, the cash out refinance, the interest rate reduction refinance loan are the big two. So you can close on those loans 210 days after your first mortgage payment.
100%. Okay.
Right. And that could be a big play if you have something else you're going to line up for the next one. So once you guys really get into this investment game, you won't believe the opportunity that some of this real estate can offer you, right? Because if you are one of these guys who does want to do a flip or does want to build a multi-unit or anything like that, if you can score an equity position out of this property, it can give you a massive play, right? Because every dollar of equity that you could extract from any real estate asset, even if you do not use your VA loan, right? You do a cash out refinance, you pull out $100,000, $200,000, say it's $200,000, you can borrow $1 million and still have your house.
So that's the beauty of it. I don't know if y'all caught that, but Bruno's over here getting the Scooby snacks and stuff that.
He's got the bone, got the bone bag,
he's
right?
Got the chicken bag over there, guys. So again, listen. The reason why we wanted to get you guys on here is because sometimes people be intimidated, especially veterans, man. When we have suits on and stuff like that. And I know Grant has a big platform, and sometimes that could be intimidating. So we wanted to make sure that you guys know that we love you. We are the veteran department, okay? All right? We are the hero department of 10X, okay? That is what we're here for, okay? So if you have questions, please come up, raise your hand, ask questions. Oh, what is that?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
My question is, when it comes to the VA home loan where you can build the multi-units with plus and the business, so that's 5. Mm-hmm. What are the underwriting criteria? What's the underwriting looks like for something like that?
That's a great question.
You talking about the buy or build? So essentially, again, that goes back to the same criteria of when you're doing that. So underwriting looks the same way as qualification underwriting looks like. Okay. What is going to be the after repair value of the property, with the VA certificate of eligibility and the VA appraisal appraised for the property. Number 3 is what's going to be your ability to repay the loan. And then number 4, if it's a multifamily, 75% of the potential income can be utilized to qualify for that property. So let me give you an example. Let's just say that You know, you got 2,000. You're building you're underwriting a multifamily, and it's a fourplex in one business unit, right? So basically, and let's just say each one of those doors, okay, equates to let's just say each one of those doors equate to $2,000 times 4 equals. Hold on. $2,000 times 4 equals $8,000 times 12 months. That's $96,000 times 75% of that. Okay, that means that $72,000 will be plussed up on your income for you to qualify for that. Okay,
Understood.
that's essentially how they qualify. But you do have to have 6 months reserves in regard to doing multifamily. Okay, and in that 6 months reserves, there are some little chicken nuggets and secrets, okay, that we have that's going to be in the veteran wealth formula to get past that 6 months of reserves that you need. Okay, so so is that
And
Kimberly
the
that was
6 months
asking that
reserve
question?
is of the penny payment, the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance.
What's that now?
It's the 6 months of the principal, the interest, the taxes, and insurance.
Yes, correct.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, all maintenance
And
costs. Or
do you have to
operating
have
costs.
prior experience or been a landlord?
Bingo.
Okay.
Hold up, man. I feel like somebody's setting us up.
Yeah.
Like you guys
Okay.
already know this, so,
So-
she's
so-
wanting us to come over and
now
slam
let me
dunk.
ask you a question. Okay, all of these
Yeah.
questions we've been asking. Did you graduate from our VA Loan Masterclass?
That's the one that we did this weekend, right?
Yes.
No, that's
Yes.
a master class.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Now
Okay, yes.
are you a realtor or a lender?
Well, I used to be a lender for Wells Fargo. I worked in emerging markets, but I haven't written mortgage loans in about 15 years. But I do have a rental portfolio. But I am a veteran.
That's what I'm
and
talking
I
about,
have
sister.
never used my VA loan. And
Oh,
I've
my
never
gosh.
did a multi-unit before. I've only had I flip single families. I have single families in my rental portfolio, but I never use my VA loan. So I'm trying to really understand how to use it correctly, and that's why I just never really used it. But I know I want to use it for a multi-unit because it just makes more sense than me getting like a 203K or some type of other building.
There you go.
construction.
Okay, and the fundamental difference between the FHA and us is that the FHA loan requires PMI, which is mortgage insurance, and you're going to be paying,
Correct.
you're going to cash flow more with the VA loan. And you can't do the interest rate reduction refinance loan after 210 days after the first mortgage payment. And you can't do a cash out refinance 100% of the equity position to invest in bigger units. And you can't do an energy efficient mortgage with the VA loan. So there's a multitude of things that you can do. And then have you registered for the wealth formula though, sister?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're going to pour into you, and then all of those questions that you have, those are outstanding questions. And look, we might need you because you have mortgage experience. So even with your mortgage experience, we could tell that you have a lot of good, thorough experience from the previous occupation that you had. But we need more ladies like you to be investors, so ladies have the confidence to get out here and do it just like everybody else does, because you know there's a glass ceiling that needs to be broken. We need more female veteran business owners and investors. So we want to hear your testimony. And then we want to interview you as well. I think that would be cool.
I really appreciate that. I've been in
Hold on,
real
chat, please.
estate for about 20 years. I bought my first property, 18 years ago. And, I've had a rental portfolio ever since. I currently hold an ICC certification in property maintenance and management, as well as code enforcement and residential buildings. So I do it.
And that's why we need to get you in what branch of service?
Army, military police.
Let me get out of here, man. These Army people be representing, man. Where the Marines at, man? Where are the Marines? Okay, but we want to say hooah to you, okay? But guess what? You're learning from Marines as usual, so we love you. And we will see you in the wealth formula, and congratulations for registering. Ladies and gentlemen, in the
Thank
chat.
you.
Now, this is what we're going to show you, though. I'm going to tell you what you're going to like the most, since you have, we're going to talk about the 1031 exchange. We're also going to be talking about how you have your property structured, if they're structured the correct way.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
So in there, we're going to be talking about properties if they're in a trust, what a holding company, what that looks like, and then also how to hire your kids in your business Okay, so you can give them fringe benefits. Does anybody know what that is? Fringe benefits.
I like that.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about that. And listen, down at the bottom, you will see this veterans.grantcardone.com/VFW, the Veteran Wealth Formula.
Is that our link? No. Hold on. So drop our link on there. That's like a generic link on how to get to it. But drop our link so that when they press the link, they can get straight to it.
Did you eat any of the game, brother?
And then, guys, check it out. So one of the things that we're talking about earlier, right? So that I want to kind of clarify when we're talking about the 6 months, right? So the 6 months that we're talking about is the 6 months of reserves. Okay, so 6 months cash reserve that you want to have, or not cash, but reserves, having funds, right? And then when you talk about the experience, and then and Connie dropped it in the chat earlier, where if you have a property manager, if you have landlord experience, and it waives some of those requirements. Okay, so the 6 months that we're really kind of worried about, that we're really kind of talking about, is the 6 month reserve.
Hey,
now look at this. So now the chicken comes out, and Tony is quiet. Look, you see this, right?
Passing off the question.
Don't y'all know how much it's fun? Like, we can crack these jokes because we're all veterans and military spouses. Guys, let your hair down. This is the reason why we're doing this for you. Okay? But you could be anywhere in the world, but you up here hanging out with the homies, right? Veterans and military spouses. People don't understand us, right? I want to do business with people who know what I've been through, okay? So,
question.
Yes, go ahead, jump in.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I didn't know if it was working, but Cameron from Orange County, Navy. My question is, hey, fellas, I understand that you kindly said that we shouldn't negotiate the purchase price, and you said ask for concessions if possible. What are your strategies or recommendations for concessions in like high demand areas like Laguna Beach and Laguna La Jolla, where they'll push back and say, no, I'm not gonna, my house is worth $1.3 million. I'm not gonna give you any concessions. I don't care if you served in the military.
Well, so that's gonna vary, man. Right. So that's gonna be the thing where you have to kind of like, so every strategy is gonna be different depending on the market that you're in, right? Mm-hmm. So obviously if you're talking about high demand areas, right, it's obviously not gonna work as well as you were to, finding the properties that are underperforming within that specific high demand area. Yep. So what I would do is this: if it's an area that you have a lot of properties that are flying off the shelves, and I know which one you're talking about. I have an escrow that's up the road from some of those areas you talked about right now. So the way is, one, I start filtering out, right? So the properties that I look for, I intentionally look for properties that have above days on market compared to what the other comps are at, right? So, and this is what I mean. In high demand areas, what ends up happening is this. People see the performance of the different properties that are the comparables. And let's say that within a week, something is getting snatched up, right? So that means that if you have a property that's been in the market for 3 weeks, right? And again, for those of us that have been in the game and been in real estate for a while, 3 weeks, that's a property hasn't been on the market for a very long time if it's been there for 3 weeks, right? Because it used to be where, you're looking at 4 to 6 months for you to sell a property, and that was normal. It was okay. No one thought twice about it. But now this is where the reality gets skewed for specific geographical areas. If the seller sees that the neighbors are selling the properties within a week, after about 2, they may be more likely to give you the concessions compared to somebody else, right? So then I would start by filtering out properties that have longer days on market. Mm-hmm. Number 1. Number 2, I would look at, right, so this is like super nuggets that like, man, like you're getting the game right now and you're not even tapping into the veteran wealth formula, right? Or better yet, are you tapping into the veteran wealth formula?
Yeah, I'm gonna move forward with everything with what you guys are saying so far.
Okay, good. All right, so check this out. So one of the other things that I would do is this, right? So I look at the comps, right? So I look at the comparables. So what are properties that are similar to this one selling for, right? To look at the competition, right? So it's the comparables and the competition. But then I also look at what is the equity position that the owner probably has on the property. So that right there is something that I use right off the bat to see, like, is this even a candidate or not? Mm-hmm. People are only going to give you or they will only consider giving you something that they have. If you're gonna go and you're gonna write an offer on something that someone doesn't have equity, then they're not gonna give it to you, not because they're mean or because they don't like you. They just don't have it, right? So then I look at the equity position, I look at the last mortgage date, I look at how much it is that they took, what it is that they purchased it for. If they have any refis that they've had over time, how much did they take out? How long has it been since they took it out? And then I use that to kind of drive my strategy to see how much can I potentially get it out, right? But then again, this is where it's important for you guys to connect with the real estate professionals that, one, can leverage the network that they have, right? The real estate market is really, by any chance, are you a real estate professional?
No.
Okay, so real estate, right, it's big. You can grab a rock and you can throw it, right? And chances are it's going to land on somebody that has a realtor's license. It's just the way that it is, right? But now, of all the people that are actually in real estate, the producing field, the people that are actually moving and selling homes, it is incredibly, incredibly small. So a lot of times, I mean, shoot, man, like how many times have you guys come across a listing where you're like, oh yeah, I know that guy. Oh, I've done a transaction with that guy
again.
right?
Yeah.
So again, it's someone who has the experience so you can leverage the networks that they have. Because if it's somebody that I know, they may be able to give me some scoop or some gouge that I wouldn't be able to get otherwise, right? Mm-hmm. So again, it's a lot of stuff that you just have to kind of like, it's art, right?
Yeah.
So
Scales.
So the short answer is that there is no specific science, right? But it is an art on how it is that you make it happen. Does that answer your question, brother?
Yeah, it does.
Damn! Look at this! Look at this! Oh my God! I ate one piece of chicken.
That's what he gets.
With your negotiation strategy, the incentive will dictate the behavior.
If you notice the chicken came out, I ain't answering no questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Bruno nailed on everything. But and then one more thing to add on to Bruno's statement there is your unique position will obviously be a factor that he was talking about within the scales that you use to balance your decision making structure. Because if your closing costs, call it 2% of what you're going to buy, $1 million, okay, it's going to be 20 grand. If you're going to hold that, or your plan is to hold that for a long period of time, if you're going to use this for, the kids, the grandkids kind of a situation, that 20 grand up front may not be the best thing to really dig in on if you're going to have it for a long time, because you have a much greater ability to spread out that expense that you're going to incur. And if you can get a better asset, then that can outperform the cost that you had to incur to get that property, right? Just because it's something that's harder to get is typically easier to sell. So use that in your decision-making process as you're kind of weighing the pros and cons of the deal that you can create for you and your investment.
And I'm gonna add something. I'm gonna add one more thing to that, and then we're gonna move on to the next person. One of the most important things is when you're doing an investment property, look for properties that have the layout and the location that you want, right? So most people, when you're negotiating and trying to get concessions, we don't give a shit about dirty carpet and drywall holes. We care how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what's the location, what's the lot size and square footage, and can it cash flow, okay? Once you're able to figure out these things, okay, and you're looking at it from an investor's perspective, you'll be able to negotiate those concessions. And, okay, I'm going to give you another nugget. What is the most important thing, okay? What is the most important thing when you're selling a property, okay? The seller's net, what they want to make. The seller's net. This is where a lot of people, when they're negotiating, they don't understand. Guess what? When you're partnered with a good lender partner, it doesn't matter if they give you concessions if the net is the same, right? So
bingo.
Yep. So sometimes when you're negotiating on properties and when you got a good lender that you plugged in with, hint, us, we got some connections, okay? We ask them questions like, okay, what do you want to net? Okay, so if this is your net and you're bringing a buyer here, maybe we can get you that same net if you switch lenders. Maybe we can get you that same net if we do instead of finding a property that scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand, it doesn't meet those 4 things. So we found a property that is not in demand, and we get concessions because it's been on the market for a long time. It's in demand. So these are not, you're not looking at the VA loan for a purchase. You're looking at it from an investor's perspective. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, thanks, fellas. I'm very grateful. I appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Now I know veterans don't lie. I want you to put done in the chat when you take your credit card out. Put the number in, click that link, okay, and then get into the wealth formula, guys, because I'm telling you, the stuff that we're going to be, if you think this is good, the stuff that we're going to be teaching in there is going to be it's going to be stupid, okay? Because this is not even, we're not even on 30% right now. There's a lot of stuff that we just don't have time to cover, and then we break it down intricate style, and then we also give you guys a workbook and an example on how to follow it. So how do you set up the corporation, S Corp, C Corp, LLC? How do you hire your kids in your corporation to lower your taxable income? What are some tax strategies to not pay as much taxes? How do you underwrite property? How do you avoid squatters in your property? How do you get a business line of credit? How do you register to get a business line of credit? How do you register for a government-owned company? How do you register for a military spouse-owned company? These are things that you're going to learn in the wealth formula. Get in the wealth formula, okay? Next question.
So a lot of people are asking, how do I sign up for the Veteran Wealth Formula?
Yep, the
there.
timestamp right there, 5:10.
Is there a way that we can pin that? Can we pin that anyway?
Yeah, we're trying to figure that out.
Oh, dang. Okay, well, we can't pin it. We're just going to copy and paste it. Drop it in there one more time.
We'll just spam you with the link.
Okay, who has the next question? Okay, we got, listen, we got only 9 minutes left, guys. So if you have a question, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cardone Veterans Group. We are a veteran owned and operated organization where we teach veterans how to build generational wealth by our 5 generational wealth pillars. This is Ian and Bruno. They are both Marines, okay? Veterans, okay? And the reason why we wanted to come on here is because we wanted to bring information to a Zoom near you. So you knew how, if you guys had questions that you wanted to ask, okay, then you can ask them there. But ultimately, guys, get in the wealth formula, okay? I think we got like 9 more tickets that we can give away to get to the 2 events, the real estate summit and the business summit. So if you want to go to the business summit, $15,000 worth of value for only $795, guys. You cannot beat it. We got, is it 9 or 8? I think it's 9. We have 9 left, 9 more tickets left in order to give those tickets away, okay? 9 more tickets. So the next 9 people that signed up, that has not signed up, okay, you guys get to go in person or virtual to the business summit and the real estate summit, and you get myself and my 3 amigos, okay? Our 2 amigos, my homies, okay? It's going to be us, and we're going to be rocking out, teaching you guys how to win in real estate with the VA Home Loan Benefit.
Here, let me answer this question from my fellow Cavalier real quick. So she's asking whether if the military spouse and wealth formula is the same thing, and the answer is yes, right? So there's an additional module that we teach for the military spouses, and then sometimes it's not whenever we do the wealth formula, right? So again, sign up for it, and then you will benefit the same on both, right? And then is it an in-person or virtual, right? And the answer is both. So you can fly out here and hang out with us, and then eat some pizza and drink some beer, or you can stay at home and then tap in. Okay, so really, guys, the reason why we structured it that way is I love veterans, but now we know, right, that our community is filled with people who are always making excuses for things, right? So the way that we kind of came up with this, right, again, so I can say that because I am a veteran. So it's a veteran talking to veterans that we look for all the excuses on why it is that we couldn't make it happen, right? So initially when we started this thing, it wasn't virtual, right? So the first one, and it actually worked out. Remember when we had the ones in here and people were showing up at night and stuff, and we were doing this thing, and it was crazy. But so we went and we said, okay, well then how is it that we can ultimately reach more veterans, right? And then the way that we did it was you can come in person, But if you're not local, then you know what? We're no longer giving you an excuse for you not to show up. It's literally, you can log in from your phone. Right? I don't recommend it. I recommend for you to be able to log in on the computer, right? So you can write anything and everything else. But if, worst case scenario, you tap it on your phone, right? So people are asking, where's local? So we're here in Southern California. Our office is located in Oceanside, California, right? So that is where, the physical class or the physical workshop is being taught at. But if you can't make it, it's all right. You have no excuse for you not to be able to tap in. Does that make sense? So, look, Pendleton, right? Super close to Pendleton. Okay, so thank you. Learned a bunch. Go Gables. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, Cavs.
And then I want to tell you guys, this is another thing too. We're gonna put our YouTube channel in the chat right now. So for those of you who want to look at some of the stuff, if you guys are interested in seeing some of the other things that we teach, we're gonna post our YouTube channel here. Okay, and you're gonna see us, me, Bruno, and Ian. We go live every single week. Okay, and when we go
the camera
live,
on Tony, man.
Bruno's over here crunching on the bone.
I'm over here chewing, and it's like the camera's stuck on me. So I'm like,
I already murdered my wings, man. I'm full now. See, when Bruno was talking, I was destroying those wings, man. So we put our YouTube channel in the chat, and I want to say, I want every single person. Can y'all do me a favor? Can we put, if you see the YouTube channel, I want y'all to click on that link and subscribe. And I want every single person to put done in the chat once you've done it. Because then you guys get to know us outside of us teaching. Okay. And then, congratulations. We got an iPad. We only got one iPad. That's it. Okay. Okay. So ultimately, guys, this is what, again, we are immensely thankful. I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna share something.
Congratulations, everybody! Nice.
Done. We'll sign up with my husband. Okay.
No, do it now.
I want to tell y'all something that's pretty cool. I've been able to see my homies. Okay. Let me tell you a little bit of history about all of us. Me and Bruno served at MCRD San Diego, and that's where I met him at. Okay. And what I did not know is my brother was watching me to make sure that I had integrity for him to join us for years, and I didn't even know it. And he told that one day when we were teaching the class, and then we became friends. I saw him buy a big ass house on like 90 acres of land with a helicopter pad. I seen him have a new baby, which is really, really cool. My nephew. And then I saw Ian buy multiple properties, okay, and become a millionaire real time from being E3 to becoming a millionaire. The question that I propose to you is this. Don't you want to win with your friends? Do you know how good that feels for me to pull up to my homie's house and I see pillars and I see him, Bruno is cheap as hell, man. He will not. I'm like, dog, you got a good electrician? I be seeing him out there wiring stuff up. He's like, man, I got it, right?
Bougie on a budget.
Yes. And then, do you know what it feels like for me to go to my friend's house and see him have his baby's first birthday party, walking around like a ladybug, right? It doesn't get any better than that. So the value and the stuff that we're doing, one thing can change every single thing in your life. And I don't like teaching anybody better than teaching people who have experienced the same things that we have done. We want to show Grant and Elena and prove to the world that we're being a disruptor in the industry because people underestimate veterans. I do not know why. They don't think that we're smart, okay? They think that we're kind of weird because we talk a little goofy, right? We like to isolate ourselves. We don't like sitting with our doors to backs, the backs towards doors and stuff like that, right? And we're always we got scanning eyes and stuff, right? So there's something mystical about being able to help veterans. But listen, own the home you defend. You defended our country. Your wife sacrificed while you were, and your husband sacrificed when you were on deployment. Why not us? Why can't we have 100 multifamily? Why can't we have VA loans with the multifamily? Why can't we have an unstoppable 8-figure business? Why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because the military wants to keep you broke. They don't tell you nothing about what it is that you're trying to learn. So the main reason why we're here, The mission and vision of us is to help veterans and military spouses invest with real estate with one C, which is the VA loan that can lead to multiple fruit. So I don't want you guys to miss out on that. And Katie, and then I also,
We got 20 seconds.
your kids deserve it.
We got 20 seconds.
Your kids deserve it. It's not going to shut down.
Oh, will it?
Hello.
Yes, Katie, what's your question?
Yes, hi. I'm trying to do a construction loan if possible. I'm wanting to do a senior living residential home that I live in the actual under the roof or on the property, and I'm trying to see. I'm assuming that if I get a home built, it doesn't really matter as long as I have the funds. If it's a 16-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, and from the sounds of it, as long if I don't have the funds, I just have to get someone else to join. That would be able to have more of the funds that we might want to be a partner and so on. Anything you can add to that? I'm in Texas.
Okay, a couple of things.
So,
You can only build a 1 to 4 dwelling unit with a business unit attached. So you can't build a 16-bed with the VA loan. But what if I told you that you got to know these numbers for assisted living facilities? How do you know? How do we know that? Because we've invested in them. So before you get into that industry, okay, you might want to make sure that the numbers work out, because assisted living facilities, you have to have. Let me show. Can I show you something real quick, briefly?
yes, please.
Okay. So where you live at?
I live in Texas, and we can have up to 16 seniors under one roof, as long as you have the square footage and everything else.
Right, but you have to have. Let me show you something. Let's just say that you did the fiveplex, right? The pencil, it has to pencil, right? Because let's just say minimum wage is $13. I don't know what it is out there where you're at. 13 times 24 hours. Okay, it's $312. Okay, a day, because you have to have 24-hour care if you do an assisted living facility, times 365. So your break-even point just with payroll, and if you got a secondary person, you're gonna have overlap. So just starting with a fiveplex, your break-even point is $115,000 plus. So you got to be very careful when you're looking at that. Plus, we have strategies with that. We got some alternative suggestions for you. There's some government programs that are just as lucrative, that where you don't have the overhead, that we'll discuss in the wealth formula. Did you sign up for it?
Not yet.
Why not, sister?
Well, because my goal is to have a senior living home with 16, and I didn't know if y'all were able to help with that, because y'all are talking about units, 4 or 5.
Yes, we can.
This is one group, 16. Okay.
Yes, we can. But
How's your business plan?
That's where your business plan comes in at. We will help you with that, but then that's going to be commercial real estate. But that VA loan can lead to that, and you can get government grants for that. So regardless, this veteran wealth formula stuff is business acumen 101. Do you know what type of corporate structure that you're going to set up? Do you know where to get the government grants from? Do you know if you're going to house veterans, do you know what programs that you can put yourself in so you can get government stipends? Do you know that you can get affordable housing grants in order to build that 16 unit? You're going to learn that in the wealth formula.
Okay. Okay, so bottom line, I can't use a VA loan to have a big house with 16 rooms.
No, you cannot.
Okay.
Only because 5 or more doors is considered commercial real estate.
She's talking about 16 rooms in one house.
Yes. Okay. So you could buy a property, okay, and then you can retrofit it for 16 rooms, but the VA construction loan is going to govern. It's going to put a govern on there to where you could do. Now, if you retrofit it after that, but the VA loan only goes up to 5 doors, unless you're doing a joint VA loan with 2 veterans, and then you can do 7 doors. But outside of that, you can do alternative things outside of buying that property. You can build a big ass property and then conform it on the inside for that many doors. But 5 or more doors is considered commercial real estate. But there are ways to get into that program, Katie. There are alternative ways to get in there.
So if a family has 8 kids and they want 8 bedrooms in a house, they can't have a VA loan with 8 bedrooms?
No, hold on. So this is where, so for clarification. So when we're talking about doors, right, and we'll scale it back, right. So when we're talking about doors, right, we are referring to units. Okay. So for example, a quadplex, right, meaning that there are 4 different units in there, right. The number of rooms that you have in a property, there's absolutely no limit to any of that,
that's
right. So you can buy a property, right, with however many. I mean, if you come across and then and you find a mansion that has 16 rooms, you absolutely positively can go and buy that, right? Yes. So luckily with the VA loan, the thing that has gone away was that there is no longer a cap, right? So there's no longer a cap on what it is that you can qualify for, right? So you will set your own limitations, right, based off of your affordability. So if you're looking at, that in itself, that's not considered a multi-family, okay? So even though you can buy it, right, as long as you intend to own or occupy it, the VA doesn't care if you're sleeping in a room, if you're sleeping on the patio, if you're sleeping outside, it doesn't matter, right? So you can buy any structure that you intend to own or occupy. Does that answer your question?
Yes, and I can still make it into like a business. So if because in Texas you could have up to 3 seniors living with you in a house until you license it, and then once it's licensed and I'm living in it, that shouldn't be a problem either.
Correct. So you can buy the property that you intend to own or occupy. What you do with the property, that's on you. The VA doesn't get involved in that.
As long as you own or occupy the property, but you can. So essentially, what you're asking, okay, when we say doors, you can buy or build a mansion, okay, as long as it's zoned residential, okay. If it's zoned residential and you're building it like a building, and you go in one door and there's 16 doors on the inside and you live in one, that's fine. But if it's a multi-family, 5 or more doors, like individual doors to where there's walls or structures, that you can't buy that, right? Or you can't build that. So as long as it's zoned residential and you can live in it, you can build a big property, right? But it has to be zoned residential property. You can have, as long as it's on one parcel of land and it's zoned residential, you can build it.
Mm-hmm. And then I just need to
sign up for the well formula.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sign up for the well formula.
Okay.
Okay.
And okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So what's the next question?
So the Lisa Friedman, you're asking what are the dates for the Miami Summit, right? So for that's going to be on grantcardone.com/events. Okay, so that's going to be, it'll have all the dates there for the summit as well as every other Grant Cardone event. So you can tap into that. And then it's important for all of you guys that have purchased the Wealth Formula tickets. I'll tell you, go ahead and bookmark that page because like we told you already before, once you sign up for the Veteran Wealth Formula, you can come back to multiple wealth formulas afterwards. So you can kind of book out your schedule, right? And then, if you don't know what you have going on in a month from now, don't use that as an excuse to say, well, I can't book it because I don't know what I'm doing in a month from now, right? Because like we told you, you can book it and you can come back multiple times over.
However, the free tickets are only for this particular window to purchase.
Yeah, Grant gave us $1 million worth of tickets, y'all. So we don't want to, the biggest thing is that we don't want to let them down because they said, oh, we donated these tickets and veterans didn't show up. So again, make sure that you're registering for the Wealth Formula. That's $15,000 worth of tickets for $795. And
yeah, so the next one is November 29th. Okay, so the most recent one, the one that's upcoming, is November 29th because we see where there's 2 questions asking when it is. Okay, so but again, it's the 29th is the one that we have scheduled as the next one that's coming up. But every month after that, I think for December, we're not doing one.
No.
But after that, right, every month you can count that we're going to have one. So grantcardone.com/events is where you'll be able to see the dates ahead of time.
And this is another thing that I want to say to you all. What do you guys think about this? Do y'all like this forum right here? Because we might be implementing this. This is something new that we're trying. How did you guys like this? Put a Y in the chat if you liked it. Put an N in the chat if you did not like it. Because here's what we want to make sure that we're not going to do anything if it's not bringing value to you. But I want to really thank all of the fantastic questions that we had today. And guys, listen, tell a friend. Tell them that you graduated from the Wealth Formula. Tell them that you graduated from the VA Loan Masterclass. And then we need more receipts like you, okay? And if you are an active duty member and you want us to come to a military base near you, we will roll up, okay, on you, pull up on you, and teach this class on base, okay? We cannot talk about the Wealth Formula on base because that's a conflict of interest of what we can do. But what we can do is we can pull up if you got some veterans and military spouses that want to be educated by us. Can I ask you guys a small favor before we shut down the live? I need a small favor, okay? Okay. So in the chat, you will see the free roadmap. The roadmap is a person sitting down with you, diagnosing your profile, looking at your credit, and telling you what you need to do to get the best interest rate possible, and then telling you what you need to do to prepare. Just like my sister just was up here talking about buying that big property. So we'll reverse engineer what you need to do, your credit, your income, even if you have a small business and you need to redo your taxes, they can cast what you need to do in order to qualify for the property. I'll give you an example. We had one person that was a small business owner and they wanted to buy a multifamily. And they were making enough income, but they didn't show enough income. So what we did is we modified their taxes and then got them on a payment plan, and they were able to buy that multifamily. That's a roadmap call. You want to increase your credit score? Roadmap call. You want to lower your interest rate? Roadmap call. You want to know how to negotiate deals? Roadmap call. So the roadmap call is before the Wealth Formula. Do the roadmap call. And then also there's going to be another opportunity during the Veteran Wealth Formula for you to schedule your roadmap call. Okay? So who has questions? We got time for 2 more questions and then we're going to close out. Here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do. Bruno and Ian and myself, Bruno's going to tell you his Instagram handle. We're going to take a picture with you guys. Okay, and I want y'all to screenshot this or take a picture. Okay? All right? Y'all want to do 10X? What y'all want to do? You want to hold a chicken wing up? What we doing?
10 bones.
Okay, we're going to hold up for 10X, okay? And then I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to take a picture and tag them on Instagram, okay? Or Facebook.
Ten on 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You up?
Yeah, there it is.
Fantastic, guys. So tag us on Instagram. Bruno, what's the best way to find you on Instagram?
Yeah, so my handle, guys, it's at Making Homeowners altogether. So Making Homeowners. So the handle is at Making Homeowners. So you guys can connect with me there.
Okay, and Ian, the best way to reach you?
Ian _Jensen _realtor. Real hard.
Okay, and then mine is going to be TonyGlennII.com. If you go to that link, TonyGlenn, 2 N's and 2 I's. I'm not Italian. Okay, it's not Glenny, it's Glenn the second. Okay, GLENNII.com. Okay, if you go there, you'll be able to see me. Please tag us, because what that's going to do is we want to get to know you. You guys can follow us around. Myself, Bruno, and Ian, we got some exciting things coming up. We are buying a multifamily. We're going to get it done, okay? We're going to get it done. We're buying a multifamily together in the future. So if you guys want to follow us doing that, okay? And then also we're going to be breaking down some alternative stuff outside of the VA Loan Masterclass. We really, really are thankful for you guys. I got my Instagram bubbling up. I appreciate you guys for giving us a follow. And again, okay, the only way that we can really build this thing out big is that we need your receipts. That's why we're driving you to the YouTube channel, why you tagging us on Instagram. Get to know us, because we're veterans just like you. I served 20 years. Bruno served 20 years. Ian's a veteran also. Okay, and then we want to help more veterans, but we cannot help more veterans without you. We need your receipts, okay? Outro, Ian.
Get started today. Best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago. So that's it, right? That's the only thing I have to say. And then really, really focus in on the group you have around you, and the free resources can be massively important to making your goals come to fruition much faster. All right, and we are here to help out. You have to learn these systems, and you can't get experience without taking action. So we'll leave it there.
And my brother Bruno, outro.
Yeah, guys. So, man, I appreciate you guys tapping in. I want to say congratulations to you guys for actually showing up again, right? So you hear me say this a lot when we're doing our VA Loan Masterclasses, and I start every single Veteran Wealth Formula saying the same thing, and it's congratulations, right? So a lot of people say that they're going to do something, and they don't. And the reasons on why they don't do some of these things will blow you away, right? Because it's the simplest thing, right? Sometimes people don't tap in because they say, I had a heavy dinner last night. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's the simplest, craziest thing, right? But then they'll go and say that, and then like they'll go on about their day. They'll wake up all sluggish, right? And then in the middle of the day, whenever they're having whenever they're in a situation that is less than or not in the they're not in the position that they really want to be in, they're going to complain. Right, they're going to complain, and then they're going to look to the left and the right, and then they're going to hop on Instagram. They're going to hate on people that are winning and call them names and leave negative comments on their pictures and stuff like that. And you know what? Like, they are the reason why they're in the situation that they're in, right? So we appreciate you guys tapping in. Hopefully, you guys were able to take something away. We gave you guys a lot of information, right? Again, like there's nobody getting compensated for this, right? Like, so this is us truly believing in the vision, which is you, right? You winning is our vision, and it's the thing that we're after. So it's the reason why we go and we drive an hour to come down here to spend time talking to you guys and giving you the information that's free. So we've given you resources, right? We've given you a resource that costs you absolutely no money, right? So and then we also gave you a resource where we can tell you how to elevate, right? So one is $795, and then the other one is free. So if you can't tap into the one that's $795, even though there are ways for you to finance that, right? If you haven't tapped into that, what is the excuse or the reason on why you haven't tapped into the one that's free, right? And it's the opportunity for us to just diagnose your problem and really kind of be able to talk to you. So again, guys, we can't want this more than you. Right. But we really, really hope that you're able to leverage this stuff and then put it to action. Right. So we have given you the room and the ability for you to be able to tap in and get started. So no more excuses. Do something different. Right. If you're not happy with where you are today, then we are giving you the resources to help you get to where it is that you want to get to. OK, so do us a favor. Drop us a Google review, right? Give us each a follow on Instagram, right? Help us get to more people. Like Tony says, man, he says, introduce yourself to enough people to where people are introducing you. And that's what we're after, right? So if you can't spend the $795 to invest on yourself, then click the link to invest in yourself for free. And then if you want to give back, give us a follow, man. It's simple as that. At Making Homeowners on Instagram is where you can find me and the rest of the fellas, man. We appreciate it. Back to you, Tony.
And my outro is that I'm honored. It has been a blessing. Guess what? We had a lot of people that left us because of what we were doing. When we started off as a real estate company, we ended up we had endurance. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, the universe has blessed us to get a veteran. Do y'all understand how big this is? To get the veteran department at 10X. So we cannot fail. There is no choice. Failure is not a choice. So we're immensely thankful for each and every one of you guys that are supporting our vision. And this is going to be bigger than you think. And you guys are the first graduates from the VA Loan Masterclass after hours. So we appreciate you guys for showing up. TonyGlennII.com, 2 N's, 2 I's. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And then we'll see you at the Wealth Formula. We really appreciate you. Semper Fidelis to all of the Marines, and happy birthday, belated birthday to the Army. Okay, shout out to you guys, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guards, Toasty Coasties. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.
While many of us lay about our bunks at night, he stood the war. While others of us were attending school, he stood the watch. And yes, even before many of us were born, he stood the watch. As as our family watched the storm clouds of war brewing on the horizons of history. He stood the watch. He looked and saw his family needing guidance, but he knew he must stay because he had the watch. For years he stood that watch, so our countrymen could sleep in peace knowing he had the watch. The Marine had the watch. Today we are here to say the watch stands relieved. For years this Marine has stood